video games. Sometimes they're passion projects made by heartfelt teams. Then sometimes they're cash grabs by corporations that up to that point only produced convenient food items. If you think I'm being unnecessarily specific, well, think again! I'm Jocelyn the intern. I do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the desk of Death Battle. Okay, before we start, of course, I know there are some great games out there, like Cool Spot, and even to some extent, Chex Quest. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about the bad ones. And first up on today's menu are the misguided games from our beloved fast food franchises. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know about Burger King's not one, not two, but 3 ventures into video games. I mean, how could you forget about the reverse pickpocketing shenanigans of Sneak King? But what about the even more niche Taco Bell's Tasty Temple Challenge? This Doom clone has you play as Baja Bill, adventurer extraordinaire who is totally fine with eating Taco Bell products off the dusty temple floor to refill his health bar. You also splash the game's baddies with hot sauce to literally set them on fire. Which I can assure you as a capsaicin connoisseur is bullshit because Taco Bell sauces aren't even spicy. The game ends with you rescuing a grande meal from a weird green mummy, which you could have gotten in real life if you hadn't been playing this game. Anyway, next on the Who Approved This train is Cheetos Cheesy Chester Cheetah games. In the first game, Too Cool to Fool, you alone can help Chester navigate this probably LSD-inspired landscape that's supposed to be the zoo. Seriously, how is this a zoo? Unfortunately, the graphics are the redeeming quality here because the gameplay is terrible. Then don't even get me started on the guitar power-up. When you get it, you can't control Chester, meaning that sometimes he rips himself straight off to hell. I guess they really wanted to make Chester's guitar skills killer. Honestly, the best parts of this game are the stupid rhymes they throw into every level's title card in a desperate attempt to reach the youths. Despite not actually reaching any of those youths, though, they went ahead and made a sequel. Great. We all know that you need something to wash down those delicious Cheetos, so how about a Pepsi? Yep, Pepsi got in on the video game craze too by making a runner with their chromed-out commercial mascot whose name is Pepsi Man. Yeah, if his name wasn't simple enough, you'll never forget it thanks to this very catchy theme song. And yes, the 2 words Pepsi Man are the only lyrics. Even though it was exclusive to Japan, in between each level there's a scene of an annoying as hell American guy just eating chips and desperately trying to convince you to drink Pepsi. I mean, come on, that's not gonna help the American stereotype. But even worse than that are the live-action Pepsi Man commercials. His mouth, I don't like it. It's a black hole of horror! Ugh. Okay, how about a little dessert to get that Pepsi taste out of our mouths? Let's talk M&M's, the Lost Formulas. It's a math-ish game where you play as the yellow M&M, which, side note, is voiced by J.K. Simmons. Yeah, apparently he voices the yellow M&M for everything. That's right, this nut job is J. Jonah Jameson. Anyway, the Lost Formulas has you go through levels smashing crates to collect M&M minis. So are they collecting babies, or... And why do they laugh when you get them? If this looks suspiciously like Crash Bandicoot, well, that's because it's flat out a shitty Crash clone, with one exception. Each level also has a creatively named Math Zone, because nothing screams fun and candy like doing some basic multiplication. You know, I think the formula the M&Ms lost was the formula for fun because this game is garbage. And unfortunately, M&Ms weren't the only candy Mars Inc. licensed out. Yep, Skittles got dragged into this weird marketing scheme as well, but with a much different kind of game. At first glance, Darkened Sky looks like your typical early 2000s RPG. That is until you realize all of the main characters' spells are powered by Skittles. Taste the rainbow, you gabbling bastards. Okay, I gotta give credit where it's due. This game looks and plays pretty good. Not only that, but it's filled with hilarious fourth wall breaks and surprisingly few Skittles references. Probably because the producer got super drunk when given the project. No, seriously, I'm gonna read to you an interview with her verbatim. 2 years ago, my boss comes into my office. He said, "M&M's did really well. We need you to do a game based on Skittles." So I said, well, you have two choices. You can either fire me now and make the next year and a half much easier on me, or you can, not make me do this. That night, I went to a bar called Pravda and I got drunk because I was like, this is it. This is the end of my career. Yeah, clearly this lady is pretty awesome. So she asked herself one question: how can I get Skittles in the game without having Skittles in the game? And the answer was Darkened Sky. So mad props to Elizabeth Broswell for taking a shitty opportunity and turning it into, well, an alright game. Oh, fun fact. Mars gave the developers of Darkened Sky so much freedom that when the company reviewed the game's script, all they really asked them to do was remove all the snakes from the game. Why? Probably because those little venom noodles are the worst. I don't like snakes.